everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dana, aka Blondie Knots here on YouTube, and if you're not new here, welcome back, my friend. Today I have a super fun, cozy fall spend the day with me prepared for us. We're gonna do some fall cozy crafts that I've been wanting to get into, have some crocheting on the docket and all the things, but right now we're actually gonna run out because in order to start our cozy fall day, I feel like we need a coffee. So we're gonna go grab a coffee. We might go take a look at some antique crocheted goodies like blankets and stuff if the store that I'm thinking of is open and has any crochet items at the moment. It's an antique boutique, so they kind of filter through things. So if they have some, I thought it'd be fun to look at them. And then I actually need to stop at my local yarn store because I need some water soluble embroidery stabilizer, I believe is what it actually is, and there isn't any at Michael's. I found one, but it's not what I wanted. I want the water soluble one, so we're gonna go there really quick to see if they have it, and then we'll come back home and we'll get right into our crafting. So let's go out, let's grab this couple of things, and then we'll come back here and start. And by the way, I'm wearing my newest knit piece. You guys were so sweet to me about this piece. This is my seamless stripes sweater by Ketchup Knits that I just finished up in all baby alpaca yarn, and I am absolutely loving it. So that's my OOTD. We are in the fall uniform and we're ready to go. Let's go. Okay guys, we are back home and now we are officially in the studio ready to start our cozy craft day. I had no luck, unfortunately, at the yarn shop finding any of that embroidery stabilizer I needed, but that's okay. We will just work with what we have. It's just not going to be quite as easy, but we'll make it work. It's not a big deal. So let me tell you and show you the crochet pattern I'm working on right now. So this is actually called what you've probably heard about if you're on Instagram or maybe TikTok, crochet TikTok at all. It's called the Cascade cardigan and it is by Callie Threads. I have a couple rounds of it worked up so far. I will show you the picture of what hers looks like. It is simply incredible. I'm absolutely in love with it, but I decided to do mine in gray and this is what it's looking like right now. It's actually working up pretty quickly considering like how detailed and how intricate it looks. I absolutely love the way these cables are looking and the fact that they're crochet is actually insane. I would say for anyone wondering, this pattern, I would personally probably rank it intermediate to maybe like advanced intermediate. Is that such a thing? I wouldn't say it's advanced because honestly it's not too challenging to follow, especially because she does have a video tutorial that shows you how to do the actual cable stitch, so you don't just have to go based off the pattern. So that helps a lot, and if you're a pretty visual learner, most of you could probably tackle this project. I'm going to say, I can't remember what she ranked it as far as level wise goes, but to me personally, I don't think it is really all that challenging, even though at first glance, I feel like it can look really overwhelming. So if this is something you're interested in, I would highly recommend you give it a try. Even if you're just a little bit above beginner, I think you could probably tackle this. So I wanted to show you it because I'm so excited about it. Originally, I did my swatch in antique white, Pound of Love, and this is what it looked like. Very gorgeous. But once I work this up, I do have a cardigan already that's one of my favorites in antique white, and the whole reason I was going to make this one in antique white is because I love the other one so much. But after I finished my swatch, I was just like, you know what would be so nice if I had a gray cardigan? I don't have any gray cardigans. I now have a green, a blue, I have my white, and I'm like, I could use a gray. And I didn't want to do black because I really want the cables to show. So I ended up going back to Michael's and picking up Pound of Love in the colorway, oh gosh, what is this called again? Let me double check. I can't remember the name. Oxford Gray maybe? It is, yeah, Oxford Gray. So here is the color I got. I also wanted to pick very affordable yarn because you need a lot of yarn for this project. It just eats up all the yarn, which is totally fine, but I had to buy 3 of these, and I believe I'll need all 3 for the project, and I also wanted to make sure, just in case I do, I have plenty, but I think I'll actually have to use not a full 3, but definitely 2 and then some. So yeah, that is what I'm working on right now and what we will be working on today. I'm so excited to just keep going on this. It's super addicting because every cable after you finish that section, it just feels like such a success. So I feel like for me and my brain, this project is actually going quite fast. So this is my first new personal project that I'm really excited about, and I have 2 other projects in the works right now that I'll have to show you guys later. They are going to be gifted knits, so I can't show you them until I'm done, but I did at least want to show you the one project I am working on and is for me. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I have done a cable crochet before, so I wanted to show you the difference in the way Callie did it versus the only other cable crochet I have seen before, and I did it actually in this giant vest. This was meant to be a sweater. I think I've showed you guys this before, but a couple years ago I started to make my husband a sweater, and as you can see, it doesn't have any sleeves on it. I ended up stopping working on it, and then by the time I wanted to get back around to it, they discontinued the yarn. So this yarn color does not exist anymore. However, I do have the whole front and back panel done and worked up. It actually looks really gorgeous close up. There's so much texture and detail. I don't even know what the heck to do with this piece. It also weighs like 1,000 pounds. Look how long it is. Like, what is this? I've thought about trying to make it for me, but I don't know how to even go about doing something like that with this size of a piece. But I wanted to show you up close the only other form of cables I have seen before, and I feel like they're not that legible, so I just really wanted to point out how gorgeous these crocheted cables are that she came up with. I'm kind of picky with the way I like cables to look. I feel like even though I've never knit cables yet, once I finally get around to it, I will be picky about the pattern I choose to do, and these are just so gorgeous. So here's the difference in the ones I have seen and the only other ones I've seen before versus hers. Just a little side-by-side comparison how gorgeous her pattern is. This is still really cool and cute, but it came from a book that I don't even know where it's at or anything. I don't know. This is a random mystery project, but I just wanted to show you the difference because I have done a crochet cable in the past, but this one's way different and way better, and I like the way she worked it. It's way less confusing than when I was doing that project. So yeah, this is what I'm going to start working on now, and then we will get to our next craft in a little bit. I'm really excited to get into that with you guys. I did a test run yesterday, so I'll show you what that ended up looking like, and then we will get into working some today. So very exciting, but let's take a little bit of time to sit, relax, have our coffee, and then yeah, we'll get to our next cozy little crochet project later. Oh, also I did, I think, throw in just a couple little clips of all the crochet blankets I found today. I didn't like pick them up and move them around because the store was actually quite busy and it's quite small, so I didn't want to be like making a spectacle, but there were quite a few. I'm not picking up any right now because I'm not really in the market for needing any unless I see one that is absolutely stunning to me, but those were all very pretty. They're all obviously so cheap, so if you do need crochet blankets, definitely check out your thrift stores, antique malls. There's always some everywhere, and I think the most expensive one was like $15 and it was like a king size, so that's just a little note. But yeah, I do love still looking at them anyways. Okay, I'm gonna get to work and I'll show you how much progress we make in the next maybe hour or so. We'll see. Okay guys, got a little carried away on the cardigan. It's about an hour and a half or so later. Hocus Pocus is finished. I love that movie. We're just gonna be watching cozy Halloween type movies today. I also changed into one of my favorite sweaters. This is a Halloween Looney Tunes sweater. I got this from American Eagle like 2 or 3 years ago, I would say. And then I had to put my hair up because I can only wear a headband for so long without getting a headache, and I was in full-blown headache mode. So I am in my super comfy cozies and we are ready to start our next craft, which I'm so excited for because we are going to be doing some embroidery on some Carhartt beanies. I don't know if you guys have seen this floating all around Pinterest or even Instagram lately, but I've been seeing so many of these cute designs and I wanted to give one a shot. So I did actually go pick up 2 brand new Carhartt beanies. I got these at Lowe's. I don't really know where else you get a Carhartt beanie from, but this is where I got them. So if you're near a Lowe's, you can probably find them there. And I got this really cute one. This one I picked up because I liked the monochromatic tones here, and I feel like cream could kind of go with anything. So this is the first one I grabbed, and then this one I loved, the sage green, and this one just has that standard Carhartt logo, but I did love the color, so I felt like this was a really good base to work off of. Now I have a slight confession because I did actually try this first yesterday, just so I wasn't a total deer in headlights while doing this, because I've personally never embroidered anything before. So I found this design, and while this felt ambitious for my first design, honestly I was like, this is all like the same stitch it looks like, so it should be kind of easy to pick up, and it actually wasn't that bad. So let me show you my result. I think I did pretty good. This Carhartt I have had forever. I actually love Carhartt beanies anyways. So I just thought this beanie would be the perfect tester for me. So look at my ducks, my mallards. Aren't they so cute? I do have a couple little things I'm noticing when it lays like this. You can see I have some like pooling in these areas where I think maybe I just pulled the beanie too tight there or something. I'm not exactly sure how that happens, but you know what? When it's on, I'm sure it looks fine. I had my husband try it on last night and it looked super cute because I wanted to see how it would stretch out and wear on someone. If I didn't have my hair up, I would put it on and show you, but maybe I'll show you them later anyway, just so you can see. But isn't that so fun? So I feel like for a first time embroidery, this went pretty well. I also ended up freehanding all of these birds except for this one. I did use my stitch and tear, which I'll show you in a second, but I didn't really care for how much of the stabilizer it left behind. So as you can maybe see, I feel like you can see a lot of the white coming through here, and it kind of dulls the color versus like this bird feels a little more vibrant. And that might just be a me thing, I'm not really sure, but that's why I wanted the water soluble one, because originally that's actually what I thought I bought from Michael's. It's just like this, but I thought it was sticky and then it was just gonna dissolve away. And this one doesn't stick to anything. So I've been holding it down with some of my sewing clamps and it's kind of a mess. But anyways, what I plan to do with these beanies is I'm going to try a more fall-based design, but maybe a little bit simpler, something just around the border of the Carhartt. So we're gonna start with this sage one. I think we'll just do one for this video because if we have time, I'd love to get into even one more craft with you guys after this, so we'll see. But this is going to be the first Carhartt we do, and this is the design I'm kind of planning on. We'll see how this goes. I feel like I'm feeling very ambitious now that I completed the mallard one, so we'll see. But I felt like this design on this sage beanie would be so beautiful, so that's what we're gonna go for. I am actually going to sketch this out just with my pencil here and onto this tearaway paper, just so I can kind of have a slight idea. I'm thinking I can just put my outline on while the tearaway paper is on, and then I'll pull it off and do the rest of the embroidery without it. That way I won't get a lot of this paper left behind. So that's kind of my initial game plan. I'll show you guys as we go how it goes. But I did think this would be a project you guys would be interested in. And I feel like a lot of people who knit or crochet also do embroidery. I feel like I'm kind of that random person in the middle that doesn't do embroidery, but now I can say I do. So that's super fun. I have this giant box of colors to choose from here. This was kindly sent to my PO box from Mike. So Mike, if you're watching, thank you so much. Look at all these beautiful colors Mike sent over for me for my yarn hank earrings, but I'm gonna get into this box for this project actually. So this was perfect because I actually don't really have any solid colors in my stash. So this was so amazing. Thank you again, Mike. I really appreciate that. Such a kind little gift you sent over and getting put to great use. So I'm gonna sketch out my design first. I did also make a stencil of the Carhartt logo, so that way I can cut out that middle part because I do wanna see where the logo sits as I'm working the project. And I think the next movie I will put on for us is going to be Halloween Town. That's also another classic for me. So let's get our movie going. I'll get my little design drawn out. I'll show you what that looks like, and then we'll just get to stitching right away and see how it comes out. Since this specific stabilizer is not sticky in any way, not even iron on, I just am using my sewing clips like this to hold it down. And now we're just gonna do the fun part, which is the stitching. Just tore away the paper, so I have my little outlines. It looks rough right now. I know, but stick with me. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna start with the pumpkins. I'm a little scared right now, but I think we'll be able to get a good result out of this, so let's see. Okay, so as you can tell, it's starting to get dark outside because one thing I've learned about doing embroidery is it takes forever. So I just wanted to show you the progress we have so far. I have 2 pumpkins that are done, and I have my third one outlined over here. I'm about to fill in. They're definitely a little bit messy, but maybe for a project like this, I think that could be kind of cute. It doesn't need to be perfect. So I'm gonna start this third pumpkin and I'm gonna lock in. I will come back once we have some more progress, maybe when the leaves are done or something, or maybe when the whole thing's done. I don't know. I will let you guys know how the rest of this goes, but I think this is looking pretty cute. Like maybe from afar it's okay. I definitely think the birds were actually easier, surprisingly. I thought this was gonna be easier, but okay, here we go. Let's keep going. Okay guys, we got the beanie done. As you can see, we completely lost the sunlight now, but this is it all finished up. I really like it. I know it doesn't look too much like the inspo picture, but I still think it's really cute. I'll show you a better look of it tomorrow when I can put it on and it'll be in the sunlight and all that good stuff, but this is at least a sneak peek of how it came out. I still think my mallard one is actually better, but this one I think I did do a better job keeping the stitching from puckering because you can tell by the top band it's really looking pretty good. So I'm excited to get to wear these this fall, and that will be a lot of fun. But I think honestly, because it's still relatively early for me, at least it's only 9 o'clock and I am a little bit of a night owl, so I'm kind of thinking we could have time to do that one last project together. So this one's really simple from what I saw on TikTok at least. And I will link the video or the creator of whoever's idea this was that I saw in the description box in case you guys want to follow the tutorial as well as this beanie. This is actually from, I think it's called Stitching With or Stitching by Samantha, something like that. So I will link that down below as well. But this one is basically like a, I mean, you can make it however long you want. I'm gonna go for about 7 foot like hers, but it's a 7-foot leaf felt garland, which looks so fun. And so all you had to have was like a ribbon, or you could also use felt from your project if you want, or scrap fabric I guess you probably could use too, but I just grabbed this ribbon. This was on the clearance rack at Michael's. It was literally, where is it? $1. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'll use this. I think as long as there's no wire in it, you won't have any problems. And then I needed to grab all of my colors for my leaves. So I have all of these. I think she said you only need like 10 to 12, but I'm pretty sure I grabbed something like 15 just in case, and I can always return whatever I don't use, or I can make the garland longer if I choose. So I got how many colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors, and all of this together was only $10 because I had a 20% off and a 30% off, so not too bad honestly. And the colors I grabbed for my garland are going to be green. I grabbed a couple oranges, some reds here, and then I have yellow and like a tan light brown. I really wanted a darker chocolatey brown, but they didn't have any in stock, so maybe a lot of people are making these, I don't know. But basically all you have to do is cut these into a bunch of strips, and then you fold it, and then you cut it again so you make the little leaf shape, and you do that about 1,000 times, and then you just kind of hot glue them in the middle to themselves and then onto the ribbon. So I'll kind of show you as I go, but I don't know, I thought that would be kind of fun to do. So we can at least get started tonight. If we don't get it all done by tonight, I can always finish it in the morning before I show you guys, but at least we can get it going and we can see how it goes. So let me lower my desk because it's way up here, and then we can pull up the video and we can see actually how easy or not easy this is going to be. Okay, so I guess first things first is we need to figure out how big we want our leaves to be. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use this sticker as my first, like, I guess, guideline for how big I want them to be. So I'm just gonna fold it over at the sticker so it's like this, and then I'm gonna cut this here, and hopefully this will be a good size for us. So let's see. She also said in the video, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, and that's totally fine because, one, they're leaves, so you don't have to be perfect, and they're going to be folded up anyway, so it should be fine. So now I have it folded in half, and you just need to make one side a little bit pointy, and then the other side more rounded, so it's very leaf-like. Okay, let's see. This is what it looks like opened. Cute. And then if we do this, I think that's how you're supposed to do it. That looks good. I think that size is good. Okay, and then just to make sure that they're all about the same size, I'm going to use that same one as my stencil to do it again. And I can actually make these strips smaller than that sticker was because I do want to get as many leaves possible out of one piece of felt. So next strip I cut, I'll have to edit that a little bit so I can get a little more. Okay, I think I'm just gonna continue cutting all of these little leaves out, and then if we get around to gluing them on tonight, I'll show you. Otherwise, we'll reconvene in the morning. Very much looking forward to seeing how this is gonna come together, especially now that I'm not even using my little leaf stencil. I'm just cutting like a crazy woman. Okay, I'll catch you in a minute. Okay, so our one day together did run into day 2, but that's totally okay. I finished cutting out all the leaves from the fabric yesterday. I ended up using 2 of each color of felt, so I am all done with that. I think we'll see how far that brings us, but like I said, I want this to be about 7 foot long, so if we need to add more, we can. I just thought I'd start with less and see how it goes. After I cut all those, I spent all last night gluing them together, so we have our little cute leaf shape, and we are ready to start trying to glue them on to our ribbon. Well, not trying, we're going to succeed. We're going to start gluing them onto the ribbon. So what I saw from the video is you just take your long ribbon, and I don't think it matters what color the ribbon is. I sure hope not, because you know we have this little design on it, but essentially we're just going to turn it sideways like this, so we are having both of the flat sides on either side and we're looking straight down it. And you just take your little leaf, and I believe you just hot glue a little on the side there, stick it on like that, and then you'll take your next one, hot glue on the opposite side, and stick it on like that. And I think you just repeat that for the entirety of the garland, however long you want it to be, and voila, you are done. So we'll see how easy that is or how fast it goes. The girl said it was really satisfying to keep doing it because they start fitting so nicely into place. So we'll see if that happens to be the case. And I just have them all thrown in a pile over here because I'm gonna try my best to be random with it and just pick whatever color my heart desires next. I also have a little variation in sizes, so maybe some of my smaller ones I can do 2 on one side to 1 large leaf. We'll just see how it goes, and if the small ones don't work, I have plenty more felt to cut more felt. So no problems there. I'm just gonna get to working, and let's see how much longer it takes us to complete our little garland, and then we can look at everything all done and see how all of our projects came out today now that we have some nice sunlight back. Okay guys, that is all I have for you for today's vlog. I really enjoyed taking you along for this crafty little vlog. I hope you didn't mind a little bit of a switch up from our regular scheduled crochet and knit content. It was really fun to just do something a little bit different. It was very relaxing for me and I really enjoyed it, so I hope you did too. I'd love to hear what your favorite project was. I think honestly mine was the felt garland. I didn't even end up using all the sheets of felt. I had about 5 left over, so that was a very cost-effective craft. It does take a long time. I will definitely preface by saying that, and I did burn myself a lot of times with the hot glue gun, but other than that, it was a lot of fun. Just fun to throw on a movie and do something mindless like that, and I feel like that's definitely something I would see at Anthro or at World Market or even Target and definitely scoop up for myself. So I'm glad I got to make it, and I had a lot of fun doing it with you and bringing you along. Of course, the beanies were fun too. I'm excited to dive a little bit more into embroidery once those little sticky sheets come. I ordered some off of Amazon, so hopefully they'll get here and they'll make embroidery a little bit easier for me so I don't have to be like freehanding everything. But I think for my first couple tries, they came out pretty good, and I would definitely highly encourage you to do that yourself on any beanie you have. You don't need a Carhartt. I just like the little square logo, so that's why I use those. And then of course the Cascade cardigan, our cable cardigan, I cannot wait to get that done. That'll definitely be a work in progress for a while, but really excited to see how that ends up coming out. And I am so impressed with Callie's pattern. It is is truly amazing. So if you want Callie's pattern or any of these other little tutorials, I will have them linked down below so you can snag them there and make some fall crafts for yourself. It was really such a fun little cozy weekend with you guys, and I had so much fun, like I said, bringing you along. Other than that, that's really all I have for you guys today. If you are new here and you feel like sticking around, don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every Monday, occasionally on Thursdays. They're always crochet, craft, knit related, and I would love for you to be a part of my channel if you'd like to be here. Make sure you comment down below which one of these crafts you're doing and give this video a like before you leave here today, guys. Thank you so much for letting me take up a little bit of your time here on the internet today. I'm so excited to get into more cozy, spooky fall crafts, crochet projects, knit projects, all the things. So stick around, we're gonna have a lot of fun here for the spooky season, and I will be seeing you guys very soon in my next one. Bye!